Welcome to today's segment. Today, our message is self-preservation is your responsibility. And this message is in honor of Valeria Marquez. Not everyone in your circle is in your corner. Not everyone in your circle is in your corner. And these words are by Infinite Waters. A big shout out to Infinite Waters on YouTube. Let's continue. Self-preservation is not selfish. It is survival. Recently, a young woman named Valeria Marquez was tragically killed in her own salon, a space that should have been her sanctuary. The most haunting part of her story is that she felt something was off. Her intuition told her to leave. She tried to leave. She even vocalized her desire to go. But her best friend, the very person she trusted, persuaded her to stay a little longer. Until the moment came when someone entered and took her life. This appears to be a setup. Allegedly, a betrayal by someone who had far too much access to her life. And in this story, I saw myself. Maybe you will too. The lesson here is that not everyone deserves full access to you. I have learned something powerful from this, that your life and your relationships is like a ship. Your life is like a ship. And that ship has many rooms. There's a room for family, a room for colleagues, a room for friends, a room for business associates, a room for your romantic life, and a sacred room for your spiritual self. And most importantly, a private room where only you and God dwell. When one person or a person in your life wants to run freely through every room of your ship like a rat, that is a red flag. That is not a friend, that is a spy. Too much access breeds entitlement and in some cases envy. And envy kills. No one should be your church buddy, your gym buddy, your co-worker, your business partner. Know your family, be in your WhatsApp group chats, and still run in your social media circles. That's too much power in one person's hands. Too much access is too much control. And when someone has too much access, they can orchestrate harm with ease. Now, the second point is, why must we honor our intuition? So in the case of Valerie, she felt that something was off. Her spirit spoke. Her intuition, which I believe is a direct conversation with God, was alerting her. But she vocalized her fear to the wrong person. She shared her vulnerability with someone who weaponized it against her. Allegedly. I do this too. When I am nervous, I sometimes speak too much. I expose my own fears in the hopes that someone will reassure me. But the truth is, you cannot cry for help to the same person who is holding the knife. From now on, I choose to listen to my intuition. I choose to protect myself, even if that means walking out of a space with no explanation. An Irish goodbye is still a divine exit. Now let's look at the next part. Boundaries are sacred. Self-preservation is my responsibility. I want you to keep these 4 things in mind. From today, I remind myself, please write it down. I do not need to explain my actions. My actions do not have to make sense to anyone but me. I do not need to justify my discomfort. I do not need to stay polite. I do not need to stay to be polite. I will not betray myself to keep someone else comfortable. And those are the 4 things that I want you to write down. So I'll repeat it again. I do not need to explain my actions. I do not need to justify my discomfort. I do not need to stay to be polite. I will not betray myself to keep someone else comfortable. And the last one that you can add is my actions do not have to make sense to anyone but me. So I also have a few affirmations that you can write down and repeat daily. And these affirmations are for you to trust your intuition and to protect your peace. When you are ready, you may repeat these affirmations after me. I will act on my intuition. God speaks to me through my intuition. There is no voice greater than the voice within me. When I feel unsafe, I will keep 80% of the truth to myself and only disclose what is necessary. I am not obligated to explain my spirit-led decisions. Self-preservation is my responsibility. I am responsible for defending my own life. No one has the right to fully access me. I am allowed to walk away even if no one understands. I do not exit to be palatable. I exit to be safe. My safety matters more than anyone's opinion of me. I do not overshare with those who cannot hold me in love and truth. I can be kind and still have boundaries. I do not entertain red flags. I release the need to be understood by everyone. Finally, your life is not a democracy. Your life is not a democracy. Your life is not a shared workspace. It is sacred. Not everyone should have a key to your life. Not everyone gets to walk around in every room and every part of your life. Discernment is spiritual protection. When someone wants to play every role in your life, you need to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, why do they need this much access? Why do they want to be my co-worker and my friend and my church mate and my gym buddy? Why? Why do they need this much access? Once you have paused, then act accordingly. I want to say rest in power to this beautiful young lady, Valeria Marquez, a beautiful soul whose story has awakened many. May you receive justice. May your killers face righteous judgment. May your spirit find peace. We send healing to her family, love to those who are mourning her loss, and awakening to those watching this video. Let this not be another sad story we scroll past. Let it be a wake-up call, because when we stop living in victimhood, we start to take responsibility for our lives and our safety. We become stronger, more grounded, and more discerning. We choose discernment over danger. We choose peace over people-pleasing. We choose life over politeness. Ashe.